The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
You are listening to the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer with a sports talk and a whole lot more. We are part of the Belly Up Sports Network. Listen in as Brent and Dave invite you to belly up to the bar with them to talk about everything in the world of sports, just like you would do at your favorite watering hole. It's sports, beer, and shenanigans. So belly up to the bar with us, grab a beverage, and let's get into it.
The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, show number 401 on this 27th day of May 2024. Tonight's show, as always, is brought to you by SeatGeek.com, the SeatGeek app. Go to promo code or use promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on baseball tickets, NHL playoff tickets, basketball tickets, concert, whatever you want to do to make sure you go to SeatGeek.com and take care of that today. Remember, we are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Go to bellyupsports.com for all their great articles and other podcasts, such as No Credentials Required and my main man over there at the Sports Stove Podcast, the silky smooth sounds of Vince Stover at the Sports Stove Podcast, and he does the Belly Up Fantasy Baseball show as well on Sunday nights live there up on the Belly Up YouTube channel. And thank you for everybody who listens to our show on a daily basis. She's a tough road, Dave. You busy, I busy, we busy.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens, eh? Once summer comes around, there seems to be more shit to do at work, and you know what? There's more shit to do outside. I miss the days of a good 10-minute walk, shovel the walk. I bitch about that. Sure, there's a lot more than 10 minutes of work outside the doors of 1302 here.
No, it's same here at Old Squamish. We were on Saturday morning. I had a little bit of time. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. I had a little bit of time before or something at the ballpark there. And got in the old backyard. They're trying to replenish that train wreck, and it's all of a sudden 3-4 hours goes by, like, and nothing's accomplished. Not nothing, but you know what I mean. Like you don't see any fruits of the labor per se.
Yeah, it takes some time, and my neighbor's gone for a couple of weeks, so I, being the good neighbor I am, I'm mowing his lawn too. Like, whew, turns into a couple hours all of a sudden. Yeah.
Still home. No, that's
fine. No.
I think you just got that, actually, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, mowing the neighbor's lawn. Well, and because that's a weekend chore, and the boy is gone every weekend with his mom for baseball. So old Pops is out there slaving away on his own. We gotta figure in a day during the week where Joshua can get out there and push some more for a bit, and I can do some supervising.
There you go. Like me and Deanna were out back on Saturday, and the neighbors stuck their head over the fence there. The neighbors to the south of us, and they're like, "Oh, thank you for doing this." I'm like, "Well, it's what you do when you get a house and a yard, and you take care of the weeds and the things and stuff." She goes, "Oh no, the previous owners of your house." There was weeds over top, like higher than the fence, they said. I was like, oh, that explains why the roots are 5 feet deep down there. So yeah, so it's a bit of a labor, but not even love. It's a lot of labor right now. But a few weeks now, there'll be grass be growing, everything else back there, and put some turf down, not a little bit. But yeah, my God, it's a lot.
You're spending too much time at the ballpark, man.
I spent too much time at the ballpark. I remember 5 short months ago when I used to like baseball, one of those things. Now it's like, Jesus Christ. Now it's when I made it my job, I don't like it that much anymore. No, I still like it. It's a lot of fun. We had the Battle of the Badges there at Spit Stadium on Saturday night, and there was a good crowd, 600 people there to watch a softball game between Lethbridge Police Service and the Lethbridge Fire Department. It was a defensive struggle, 24-14. I think it was the final in a 7-inning matchup. There was a couple of guys who took a softball out of the out of Spitz. Like there was one guy, he hit one almost straight away center, 400 and some feet. I was
a softball.
Yeah.
That's some significant power.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of neat to hear that, because I wouldn't even thought it possible.
There was because the cops have won that game. I guess we haven't done one since 2019 there at Spitz, but there was the firefighters scored 7 in the first, and then the 7-run rule in softball, something you score 7, the other team gets up to whatever it is. And there was a fireman who came up in the press box there, and there was only 6 on the board for whatever reason on the scoreboard, and he was fucking mad. This guy come up and he was like knocking the door. He goes, "So like we scored 7. It only says 6 up there." I said, "Okay, okay, we'll get it changed. Don't worry about it." They were playing to win a little bit. Both teams were like it was like, and people were cheering. It was kind of neat actually.
Anytime cops and firefighters take whether they take the ice, like if you're keeping score, those guys, it's alpha males that don't.
Oh yeah,
don't like losing, and they're not afraid to tell anybody what to do.
There was a lot of testosterone dickheads rolling around Spitz Stadium, and I'm not afraid to say that. I'm also not afraid to say that I was cheering for the firemen. Like I was not cheering for the cops. No, I mean I wasn't cheering either way, but if I can see a police officer lose, I'm all for it. I don't like cops. I don't. I'll say it here on 1420 podcast at 9:16 Mountain Standard Time on May the 27th. I don't like cops.
As a general rule, I kind of am with you. I do actually.
They serve a purpose.
I know 2 policemen personally too, and I don't know. They're the only 2 good guys on the force, as far as I know, because I've had the opportunity to become friends with other policemen over the years, and these are the only 2 that I don't mind visiting with. It's not I don't have their digits, but these are good guys, and I'm assuming they weren't there roid raging or whatever they do out there on the Lethbridge Police Force now.
Yeah, I wasn't cheering for the policeman, but I was cheering against the firemen there and everything, or whatever it was. But yeah, it was a fun night there at Spitz Stadium and everything else. Dave, we're getting ready to get the baseball season going there at Spitz, and let's not the Bulls season is they started 0-2 on the road. Let's not talk about baseball because nobody cares about that. But I want to ask you, and let's not be negative about the Bulls. We won't talk about that. But I want to ask you first, as a friend and as a podcaster, we do this twice a week. I want to ask you, when you go through the gates, whether it be at Coors Field, Spitz Stadium, you've been down to Houston, you've been to Seattle, the old place, on and on it goes. You've been to Rexall, you've been to all over the place. When you go to a ball game, when you first get in there, what's your go-to move?
It's my first time in the place. I want to know where my seats are. I don't go to the seats, but I want to know where they are. And then from there, I kind of make my my decisions of when and where I'm going to get my wiener sandwich and beer, and know where the cans are, and just familiarize myself with the place. And then I'll grab myself a beer, walk around. I like getting there early. I like walking around, familiarizing, just do a little people watching, and then about 5-10 minutes before first pitch or before the anthems, I like to work my way down to the seat. So I like to have some time to do things. Excuse me.
And that's the thing is, like, when you get to the park or to the arena, the stadium, whatever it might be, it should be easy access to everything you want right now, right? Like right off the bat, I should only be 6 steps from a beer, 3 steps from a program, 8 steps from a box of popcorn or whatever you might get. And quick and easy, and food in hand, go to my seat, see you later.
Expedite the process of being a fan. Yes.
What's your go-to? Like, what is your go-to when you go to a park? Like, what's your go-to, like, right off the bat? Like, I'm a beer guy. Like, I get beer right off the bat.
I'm a beer guy as well, unless it's, like, so if it's, let's just use this Colorado trip. A beer guy, and then unless I'm looking to buy a souvenir, because then I'll go to the gift shop or whatever we call it, the pro shop, and I'll poke around there. And I don't want to have a beer in my hand for that. Not because I'm afraid of spilling it. It's because I'm going to be having to put it down all the time by trying on a shirt or trying on a hat.
Yeah.
So I like going in there empty-handed. But other than that, yes, there's a beer in my hand or finding its way into my hand, usually all day. Not that I'm getting shit-faced, but you know what I'm saying.
I'm never a souvenir guy till after the game because I don't want to carry it around all game long.
Well, you wear it.
Well, no? Like if I go to the Yankee Stadium, I'm already wearing all my Yankee junk as it is, so I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I guess I hear that, but it's always so busy in there after the game. I like, when it's a 3-game set, I don't mind just taking a little walk through. And then at least cherry picking I think this is what I'm going to buy. And then you can think about it for a bit too. Like, because I don't want to buy, I'm not buying a fucking ball, a hat, a jersey, a pen set, a shot glass set. I'm not.
It's amazing the shit that they sell at those souvenir stands, eh? And
oh, fuck.
My first trip in 2013 to New York, to go watch the Yankees. It was Mariano's last season. I was there in September, and I fell victim to it. The fucking visa just rung up fucking like you wouldn't believe, and I bought so much just junk that I still have all around the tavern down here. And when I got off the airplane in Calgary, when I came back, the first person I saw was Smiling Mike Davis, and I was carrying because I had enough shit where I could put it up. I was carrying bags of souvenirs, and Niners like, what the fuck did you just do? I said, I don't know, man. Because the thing is, when you if you buy post game, like you buy pre-game, they're smart. If you buy post game, you got a few in you, right? It's like here, whatever.
It's like the silent auction, yeah. Especially you just saw Romero. What's his name?
Mariano Rivera.
Rivera, thank you. You just saw him close out a game too, so you're just high, like, oh yeah, this last time.
It was last times ever, right? It was one of those things.
Yeah. So what was the poorest choice you made commercially there in the gift shop?
There was a clock. A little square cube clock. It might be close to where I'm sitting right now, but a little square cube clock. That
like a desk,
little desk thing, digital, obviously, and it never worked. Like it never worked, and I don't know why I bought it. Like it never ever worked properly. I think it worked for the first 3 days I was home. It had the Davis GM taillight guarantee on it. Once it left a certain area, it didn't work anymore. Like, holy fuck. And then, and there was a blanket that was so thin it wouldn't keep you warm on a hot summer day. It was awful. Like this stupid. And I just, you're drunk, right? One of those things.
One of these, two of those, yeah.
And that's
caught up in emotion.
All it was.
The clock. Why the fuck would you buy a clock? Like, I don't even understand a blanket because, you don't need a clock. No one needs a clock.
You don't.
That's just dumb.
That's a valid point, Dave. Nobody actually should ever buy a clock again, unless it's just for decoration on the wall, for a grandfather clock or everybody, because everybody has more access to a clock on their phone now. That's updated instantly. You don't have to turn the clock back. You don't have to turn the clock ahead ever. Like you barely need to watch. You barely need to watch anymore, other than for fashion, jewelry, and decoration.
Yeah, I haven't worn a watch in years, and like when I say years, 25 years at least. I don't even own a nice watch. I got a couple watches. I was given to me when my grandfather died. A couple of his old watches. But but that's it. Like, and now that I'm thinking, we don't have a clock hanging in this entire house.
Come
We do
on.
not have a clock. We do not have a clock hanging.
What are you, a Vegas casino?
Well, I got a phone. I got a laptop. I can see it's 9:25. I got one on my microwave. I got one on my oven. And I got one on my bedside table. Like we have an alarm clock, like so you can see the time when you wake up for your. My midnight pee is usually between 3:25 and 4 o'clock. It's when I get up for a pee.
Deanne has I think it's like a fucking radio clock on her nightstand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one I look at. Like okay, whatever time it is. Like, but yeah, but the alarm doesn't come on. Like we both use our phones for our alarms.
Oh no, we don't have our phones aren't in our room.
Oh really?
Like our charging stations. Yeah, our charging stations are outside the room. I got an
That's
iPad.
nice.
Like so. Yeah, and then so sometimes when I wake up, sometimes at this age, it's always like I get up about 6:45 is when I pull the carcass from under the covers.
Yeah.
Always without fail. I wake up at 6:15. It's like, fuck, God, you couldn't have given me 30 more minutes of just blissful slumber here.
Yeah.
Because then you're tossing and turning, and then I'll set it. Yeah, well, no, I stay in bed because I'll just grab the iPad and check the weather and just check the news, like just do old man things before I get out of bed.
Yeah.
And we also have one of those clocks, that projects the time onto the wall. So yeah, I like that. So you just have to open your eyes and you can see what time it is. I hate turning and looking over the wife because it's on her bedside table. Like I actually have to lean over and look.
And then the funny thing is Deanne's like, "Are you seeing when you can get out of here?" Like, no, I'm just what time it is. Like, fuck off. Like, whatever.
It's 4 a.m. Like I don't want to leave right now. I want to fucking
want to be up a couple more times now. It's one of those things. Like, fuck, whatever. Dave, the Stanley Cup playoffs are rolling right through. The Oilers just lost a tough one. Given Netter lost 5-3. They looked a bit overmatched tonight. I don't want to get nuts and bolts this thing, but yesterday the New York Rangers, the Florida Panthers battled out Game 3. The Rangers, that series, you know what? That one has some sandpaper to it, and I can actually say, like we talked throughout the season, how hockey's a bit different. Regular season hockey and postseason hockey are two different things. And just like postseason baseball and regular season baseball are two different things. And on it goes. I don't think that anything, we talked about last week a little bit, how these teams in hockey, in Stanley Cup playoffs, like how intense it gets and how close you are to winning a cup, but you're still a long ways away. Like it's for these guys. Dallas has to win what, 6 more, and she's go time, and it's these teams are battling it. And I watched that game yesterday afternoon with the Rangers and the Panthers, and anytime you throw a Kachuk on the ice, fucking mayhem ensues, and it's fun to watch. That there's some intensity that you don't see in the regular season. And anybody who says that hockey's they don't get it, watch playoff hockey and you'll fucking get it. Especially, I was able to watch the full Rangers Florida game and the Oilers Stars game on the weekend. Not on Friday night and Saturday night, and there's a real difference of style in these two different series. The Oilers and Stars is fast, it's back and forth, it's pressure. Whereas, like you kind of mentioned with this Florida team and Chucky, like it's a lot more old timey. There's big hits and there's the chippy shit after the puck that I hate. I know a lot of people love that in old time hockey and this kind of thing. There's so much cheap shit going on in that game. It's a lot rougher brand of hockey than what Dallas and Edmonton is playing right now. It's different. It is different. It's a lot different. It seems to be more of a skill level in the one compared to the other. I mean, obviously McDavid's got his high skill level, but there seems to be a lot more, like I said, sandpaper involved in that New York Rangers series. It's funny because the Western Conference forever was always such a more rugged, more rough. Everything else was going to be, and the Eastern Conference more. I don't want to say prima donnas but for lack of a better term, there was a lot of prima donnas in the East Conference. And no, it's funny how the tides have turned a little bit. And the thing is, it kind of makes sense. And think about this for half a second. It kind of makes sense because the travel in the Western Conference is a little more demanding. I mean, they're all flying fucking charter and first class and whatever it might be, and they're treated like golden gods or Greek gods or what you want to call it. But Eastern Conference, they don't leave the time zone.
No.
For the first two rounds, sometimes they might be able to take a fucking train. Like if who did like Jersey to the island to New York Islanders or the Rangers or where it might be, or to Philadelphia or Pittsburgh. I know they weren't in the playoffs, but a lot of those teams, they don't have to go anywhere. It's pretty. They're a little more rested, so that might be a very good reason for that.
Oh, I completely agree, because when you look at it on a map, Vancouver, they're closest. Well, I guess now with Seattle there, it's a little bit different. But aside from Seattle, their closest game in conference, that's the entire metropolitan division. Is all within one roadie for Vancouver. It's ridiculous what an advantage it is playing in the Eastern Conference, and that'd be for NBA too, and that'd be for baseball as well. Like, it's just, you're close. All these big cities are so close, and I agree with you. Like, it's after a rough, hard hitting game, I don't know what how quickly they want to get out of the rink, but maybe like you can have a soak in the hot tub for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Before you have to get on the bus, because it's only an hour and a half, as opposed to getting on the bus, going to the airport, clearing customs, getting on the airplane, and then a 4-hour flight home. Like this Edmonton Dallas, that has to be 4.5, 5-hour flight. I get it. They're playing every other night, and they can. It's not as bad as the regular season, but it's a lot more effort.
But when you are an athlete and this, even like when I'm not comparing myself. I'm not saying I'm an athlete, but like when you have an emotional event, like when I umpire a baseball game, that's really good. Like the game's over at 10 o'clock or 9 or 10 o'clock. You're a little amped up. Like your emotion, your adrenaline's high. You're having a good, like, it's things. You have some beers and everything else. When I get home after a game, I'm not going to bed till probably 1:30 in the morning. So I can't imagine that these guys are any different. Like when they go back to the hotel room and then traveling and on it goes. Like, could that be one of the reasons why? Not one of the reasons. There's many reasons, but you factor that in. Why a Canadian team hasn't won a cup since 1994 or 93 with the Canadians. The customs things comes into effect, and on it goes. Like, it's just a nonstop. The travel, like it has to factor in a little bit. There's no way it doesn't.
I think that's a bit of bullshit, because Colorado has a pretty decent travel schedule. So does Las Vegas, right? Toronto and Montreal, they only have like 2-hour train rides as well. Like they're really close to Philly to wherever they got to go. It's so close. So I'm not gonna give that as an excuse, because once you get to the playoffs, it's equal for both sides. Each side has to do the dance to cross the border and check into hotels and all that kind of thing. So I'm not going to give that as an excuse. I think it's just one of those things. And
I think that's odd too, Dave. I actually do. I think it's just one of those things where, like, if you had, like, you look at the Major League Baseball, there's a lot of teams who haven't won in 85 years or never won.
Yeah.
So it's it's the same thing. It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
And as far as the Eastern Conference goes, Tampa won their 1.5. the half without the travel, but they've now won 2.5 cups in their history, and that's the only two Eastern teams in Florida.
Calgary has.
Yeah, but that's the only two Eastern teams that have a bit of a pain in the ass travel schedule, right? Because their closest home games outside the state would be, like in conference, would be, I guess, Carolina. No?
Well, the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like both those teams in Florida. Yeah. Dallas would have a bad travel schedule.
I think Dallas has a really bad travel schedule.
And yeah, like, so at least Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver, they have, that's a 2-hour flight. Like Calgary, Edmonton is I don't know. Do they fly between Calgary and Edmonton, or do they?
I would assume so. I think it must. Like, nobody takes a fucking Greyhound down the fuck, or Red Arrow down the fucking QE2. Like,
you would, yeah. I would not think so either. But it might be, because Edmonton, their airport is
halfway to Calgary almost.
Jesus Christ! I don't know
what I mean. Like
it's a hike. By the time they drag their ass out of it,
she's 40 minutes from Rogers
place, yeah,
to the airport, guaranteed. Then then you go through, like, I know they fly charter, but there's no customs. But then you pack the bags and on and on and on, and you get off the thing and then back on the bus and go to the airport and go to the hotel. I'll bet it's the same fucking 4 hours it would be if you just drove.
You bet. Like,
just
get in Rogers and then get on the bus there, and by the time you're on the plane, you're halfway to Calgary. And then now you got to I don't know. Do they touch their own bags? They just got to carry on.
No, they don't touch their own bags. No.
But they're personal bags. Like they're
their own bags when they're like when they're sitting in their own seats. Yeah.
Yeah. They're
hands
not
on the pants, athlete style, but yeah.
Yeah, they're not touching their hockey.
They don't touch their equipment or their luggage hardly. They might have a carry-on or something like that, but that'd be it. Yeah, I would bet you're splitting hairs by the time. And like, you look at the NFL probably the same way, where like, why don't we just fucking drive across the fucking city? By the time we jump on a plane and on and back and forth, and like, fuck, we could have just taken a fucking bus.
Yeah, athletes can't be trusted.
There's still security checks. There's still this and that and everything else, no matter what.
Yeah, and then instead of like getting on the bus, getting off the bus, unloading the bus, and then getting on the plane, getting off the plane, waiting for the bus to load, getting on. Like, by that time, it's just load the bus once, let's drive to the fucking hotel right in downtown Calgary. I don't know. I'll make some calls. I'll see who would know that.
Who are you gonna
call? I'll just Noodles. I'll call Noodles.
Wasn't Kent friends with Parker? Wasn't he? What's his name?
Parker, one of the GM for Regina Pats. That Parker,
the Cannon, something there.
Yeah. Russ Parker was the owner. Yeah, he was really good friends with Blake Parker, and what was his brother's name? I forget. But yeah, he was friends with the Parker family. He still is. How would the Parkers know?
Well, they are the ins and outs of the Calgary sports community.
Well, they used to be. I don't think so much anymore. The one Blake, I think he lives in Arizona now. He's a real estate developer.
Being the managing partner of a failing AAA baseball team in Calgary, didn't quite cut it.
Oh no, he never did. That was the older brother. Like that was the GM of the Regina Pats. Blake is the middle brother. That's the one that's Ken's age. Oh. And Russ did everything he could to keep the Cannons in town. But the city wouldn't play ball on a new rink.
They're still playing. They still that same old shitty building, and then put $1 into that place. Foothills.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
It's just garbage. It is. They handed Okotoks the opportunity, and Okotoks is doing
ran
great
with it. They had 6,700 opening night. Okotoks did.
Holy shit! That's
Yeah.
It's a full barn every single night, eh?
There were 67 and 52, and they have 4,800 seats, and they have a berm that they sell for $10, $10, $10, $10. They make nothing but fucking money there. It's a gold mine.
What are the concessions like there?
Fast, quick, great.
Oh, I love it. I should go to that stadium once.
I'm working there next Saturday night. You should come to that game in Okotoks. Bring Jasper if he's not working or he's not playing.
No, Jasper is going to be in La Belle Provence. He has a class trip in Quebec. In Quebec, Jasper is leaving. Quebec? It's a class trip. There's 32 grade 8s going from Gilbert Patterson Middle School. We got to have them at the bus at 3:00 in the morning on Friday. And they're taking a bus to Calgary and they're flying to Montreal.
My class trips used to be the fucking Buffalo Jumper Fort Whoop Up.
I hear you, man. I never had an opportunity like in grade 8. Yeah.
There was a field trip.
Yeah. No, this is
a field, man. You went to a fucking field and played fucking slow pitch for the day or picnic.
Yeah, this is 7-dayer. And then they come back and, as because he's in French immersion. So these are all French immersion kids. It's not for free. Like mom and dad still have to roll off a couple bills to pay for the trip. But these kids are going to Quebec for 8 days. They come back on Friday.
Take selfies and Instagram pictures.
They'll be doing stuff. I'm sure they will. Probably come back drinking wine and smoking cigarettes.
Well, if everything goes right, that's one of those things. Export A fucking green death. Jasper's coming off the fucking airplane. Yeah, we got a dart hanging out of his yap. Change that voice tone a little bit.
And as luck would have it with his baseball schedule, it's a Lethbridge baseball tournament too. So the one time we don't have to spring for fucking hotels and the kids in Quebec carrying on. Eating poutine. I hope he eats some poutine. He doesn't like gravy. I don't understand.
Eating poutine is hacking darts.
And just pounding the lung darts, yeah.
Yeah.
Some coffin nail. Yeah. I wonder.
The more you king size.
I should ask him to bring a pack back for me.
Carton. See if you can buy them. See if you can buy. See what happens if you try to buy a carton. Like, fuck whatever.
I'll FaceTime him through it. Yeah, it's Quebec. They let kids buy smoke.
They tell kids to smoke out there.
I think they put it in the fucking vending machines. It's appreciated. The schools. Oh yeah. No one likes smoking like the French.
Fucking Quebec. I've never been. I've just heard stories. I've seen. I had some old teammates back in the day that were French. They didn't mind smoking when I was 14, 15 years old, and they were smoking like it was their job.
I've never been to Quebec, but I have been to France. And Paris. Everybody smokes, and the subways smell like piss.
In Paris.
Paris, it smells like piss. Like I don't know if people just piss everywhere they want, but I think every
subway in general smells like piss.
Wow, this one really smells like piss. I've been in other subways. Actually,
in the car itself, like in New York, it doesn't smell like piss, but downstairs,
but the tunnels, the platforms,
it's just deep fried piss.
Yeah, in Denver, it smells like. I think it's crack cocaine. Like, holy fuck. We got in an elevator and these two fucking hobos walked out of the elevator as we were getting, just got off the train. And it's like, holy fuck. I think I know what meth smells like now. Like, holy.
A few years back when I was in New York again, I fucking had some beers, obviously, and I had to piss like you wouldn't fucking believe. There ain't no fucking bathroom services in the fucking New York subway station that I could find in between the Bronx and Manhattan. It was awful how bad I held it up. It's about a half an hour trip, 28 minutes, I think it is. I held it like I was doing the happy dance. Like, oh, this ain't gonna work.
I've seen you take a piss in a garbage can in a parking lot.
Yeah,
you don't piss anywhere.
No, I just didn't because I was on the train, and I ran up the stairs, pushing people out of my way like a Costanza on fucking getting the fire, getting the people out of the way. Found a back alley and just pissed. Like, fuck me, I couldn't believe it. Like there's no bathrooms anywhere. Like, I get it because the homeless people would set up shop.
Racket, yeah.
But fuck, they got to figure that out. Like, don't penalize the fucking law abiding because the non-law abiding don't follow the rules.
Yeah. And then you're worried about getting a ticket. There was no parkade. You couldn't do the Costanza Seinfeld in the parkade and get get a ticket for pissing behind a car.
There was fucking another time when me and Deanne were down there. I don't know how it gets to. At least we're not talking shit stories, just a piss story. But me and Deanne were like way down South Manhattan, and we were down there in 2022, I think it was. Their 40th birthday, and I had to piss. Drinking beers all day long, whatever. And fuck, I said I couldn't find nothing. No, nothing. No alleys because all the buildings are like this, right? So they put the garbage up front. Like, holy fuck! So we finally found a restaurant / bar. I went in. I said, "Listen, here's my credit card." I said, "Deanne, fucking you go to the bar, order whatever. I don't care, whatever." I said, I can go find the bathroom. So I go and find the bathroom. It's under construction or under maintenance. Like, holy shit. So I said to the girl at the front at the little table thing,
the hostess,
I said, I need a bathroom, like not now, right now, or I'm going to piss on your floor. And she laughs. She says, go downstairs. So I get downstairs, I'm fucking dancing around, and some guy says to me, goes, "Oh, you're here for the job interview?" I said, "No, man. Like, I gotta piss." He goes, "So you're not here for the job?" I said, "No, like I'm not. Like, I gotta piss." Somebody up there said, "Where's the bathroom?" He goes, "Well, you can't be down here." I said, "Like, no, the one upstairs is under. Like, I gotta piss." Oh, I finally got it done, but Jesus Christ, I almost ended up with a job in Lower Manhattan.
I was just going to say, did you ask how much it paid?
I should have.
Do I need a
pay better than being a baseball executive in Lethbridge? It's just crazy. Oh, like, why that isn't more accessible? Like when you're walking around, I'll never
a place to pee. Yeah, and I don't know if it's because we get older or because we drink too much beer, because that might be a thing too, right? And then if you crack the seal, but I always pee before leaving the house now. And, if we're driving to Montana, like to the house, it's about a 3-hour drive. If I have one or two before leaving, I'm taking a piss. I'm taking a piss someplace on the side of the road down going to Montana.
Browning.
Kaylee, yeah, usually Browning. Grab our 6-pack to get us the rest of the way home and take a
that Browning
Town Pump
store. It's fantastic. It's clean. It's good. The characters outside are a little bit different, but once you get inside, she's good, man.
Yeah, the stray dog capital of Montana, I would say too. There's always a couple dogs rolling around. Occasionally,
and beer is about 25% cheaper than it is in Whitefish.
Yeah, it's a decent price. I rarely buy beer aside from in the bars kind of thing in Whitefish. But yeah, we always, and then we stop at Columbia Falls to stock up at the Super One there, because once you get into Montana, you got your resort tax. Everything's like, I think 4% more expensive once you get into Whitefish proper.
So that's why we buy in Browning.
Yep. Browning's a good place. Yeah.
Shaking dogs off your legs and whatever it might be.
Yep. Get a couple Big Chief jerkies and some chips. What's your go-to snack there? I told you about the combos. I like the combos. And then some beer and usually some jalapeno Cheetos.
I find like a bag of jerky, like a good bag of jerky, like the bigger one. You get it for like $4 there. But I like potato wedges. Like when I'm driving down the road trying to lose.
Oh, you actually get
on my mind. Yeah,
you actually get some hot food.
I get the potato wedges. I love them.
And then with just ketchup or ranch?
Plain.
Huh.
Yeah, I like
really.
Yeah, it's just it
doesn't make you a bad guy. I've
like
never
a potato. I don't think a potato wedge needs anything else. It makes a mess.
Ranch. Well, yeah, exactly. Oh, don't tell that to my kid. Fuck,
Deanne puts ranch on everything. Everything.
Same with Jasper. Like he uses ranch and ketchup.
She eats ranch like I drink beer. It's unbelievable.
It is, and it's kind of funny, and it's just totally old man.
Childish.
Well, my son is a child, but
Deanne's not.
He'll pump that big pile of ranch on the thing. It's like, and then at the end, he's like always throwing away half. It's like,
rinsing it off.
We're not gonna go broke buying ranch, but come on now, kid. You throw half the ranch down the drain.
What I want it. Whatever it is.
Yeah, but put 4 smaller blobs on over the course of your meal. You don't need a fucking mountain of the shit.
We have lots here.
Yes.
But let's keep more in here.
Use as much as you want, but consume as much as you want.
Portions. Like you can pour a little bit more later. You can pour a little bit more later.
Yeah. Like I don't care if you refill that dot of ranch on your plate 7 times. I don't care. But when I see you fucking rinsing all that thing, same with his cereal, I get a little pissy because there's a big thing. Drink that milk. Don't throw it down the drain or pour less milk in it.
It's unbelievable.
I don't know. It's old man stuff. Oh, we went right old man, pissing our pants and wasted ranch and cereal milk.
Do you drink cereal milk?
Oh yeah, for sure. I like my bowl's clean. I drink it.
Pour it down the gullet?
Oh yeah, I love cereal milk, but I don't eat any sugary cereal at all.
Weetabix?
No, I like Crispix. I like Oat Squares, and Shreddies and Cheerios. That's my rotation. Whereas Jasper, with his birthday, he got like the camping that every kid loved it. The camping mix pack
of cornflakes,
like Frosted Flakes, corn pops, it's all fucking sugar stuff. And we went through a gallon of milk in 4 days after his birthday because he was snacking on that left, right, and but it's cereal because that's always the bitch too, eh? You find him, you come home and he's playing games, eating a bag of chips. I go, what bowl of cereal did you have after school? I didn't have one. No more chips until you have a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, drive a fucking bucket of fucking cornflakes in your head.
Yeah.
Sugar, yeah. Oh, Jesus. No, I sugar corn pops are okay.
Yeah, I don't dig on it. And then like at Christmas or whatever, he'll
40 years ago they were okay. Like it's not.
He likes that cinnamon toast crunch, but that all that shit's too sweet for me. I don't like.
I always thought cinnamon toast crunch was bullshit.
Yeah, I thought it was a little overrated as well. Yeah.
I even my sister used to have like cinnamon toast for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's too much for me, man.
Well, my son will have it every now and then. Or do you know what he fucking loves? He puts Nutella on toast every now and then. Nutella and hot chocolate.
Nutella.
It's pretty tasty shit. Like I don't mind it with like fresh strawberries and stuff like that. Well, I'll snack on a little bit of that. But like Nutella on toast and like it's just sugar, right? It's just brown sugar. It doesn't taste bad. I think you're kidding yourself to think that the hazelnuts actually add any kind of nutritional value to it. But whatever gets you through the night.
Dave, I promised you I'd ask this question as the Stanley Cup playoffs progress. Now that we're 3 games into the Dallas-Edmonton series and 3 games into the Florida Panthers-New York Rangers series, who do you got winning both series? And who's going to Stanley Cup as of right now at 9:54 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 27th day of May.
I don't see how anybody beats Dallas. I really don't. I think they're that good when they start imposing their will on a game. A team is powerless to do it. They've done it to Vegas. They've done it to Colorado. They did it to Edmonton in back-to-back games. Edmonton had that 2-0 lead after the first, and that second period was gross. It was men versus boys.
It just didn't.
Oh, Dallas ran their show. Edmonton was lucky to get back into it, and then Stuart Skinner let in an absolute dog to lose that game for the Oilers. He had been playing well this series, but I just can't see Edmonton beating Dallas.
They had a chance tonight that a bad goal
killed them. Yep. And then in the other series, from what I've watched and seen, Toronto, Florida has kind of probably been the better team, but Rangers are winning 2-1. That's Shesterkin. He knows how to play goal. That's for sure. I think he might be the best goalie left in the playoffs. So I'm going to say Dallas and the Rangers. And once again, like I can't really see Dallas losing to anybody in a 7-game series.
I'm looking at that point myself. It's kind of crazy how that's all turned about. And we say it all the time here. It's like you stop all the easy ones for the hard ones. And that was the downfall of Edmonton tonight. Skinner let in a bad goal. And that's it. And hockey, I mean, all playoff sports, it's a fine line between winning and losing. But I think hockey is the biggest thing, like, and goaltending. And it's tough. Like, I'm not going to pretend that fucking being a goalie is easy. And like, we hack on goalies all the time, but that's their job. Like, that's their job. And you let in a bad one, that kills your team's chances. And it did tonight for the Oilers. Like, it's hard to watch. Like, it has to go through 5 guys to get to 1 guy, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the shot from Neverland goes in, and that's the goalie's fault. And they have one job.
Yeah,
and it happened tonight with the Oilers.
Yeah, it's one of those things in football. Like a bad goal, a soft goal, is like a pick six in the NFL, right? Your team's down by 6. It's on the whatever, you're driving, you're in the red zone, and your quarterback throws a pick 6. Instead of putting 3 points on the board, there's 6 the other way. It's so goddamn demoralizing. You've done all this hard work.
But even if you drop a reception, which your job it's receiver, it's your actual job description is to catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You drop a ball, it doesn't affect the score per se.
Negatively, yeah.
But when you don't stop a hockey puck, it affects the score, the result, and that's one thing that people don't understand, like how important goaltending is. That if you don't have it, you don't have it, because if you don't, it's hard to describe to the non-hockey fan that how important a goaltender is. Like I think it's the most important position in sports. Like if you're a bad quarterback, you're never going to win. But if you have a bad goaltender, you're never going to win.
Yeah, you can't defend. You can't turn over the ball like or have a lethal defense, a shutdown defense, because that doesn't matter. Like if you get 10 shots on your goalie and he lets in 3 of them, that just means you got to score 4 to win, and that's not easy in the playoffs. And
is it the most important position in sports?
It's goalie and it's quarterback.
In that order,
I think so. Yeah, because a bad goalie will single-handedly lose the game, and which Stuart Skinner's done a couple of times. A good goalie can single-handedly win you the game. A quarterback can single-handedly lose you the game by like interceptions, fumbles, whatever. But he can't single-handedly win you the game, right? He needs the line. He needs people to catch. He needs something to happen for him. Whereas a goalie can just be unconscious and say, you're not scoring on me tonight. Dominic Hasek, right? Best goalie we've ever seen in our entire life. He carried Buffalo to a Stanley Cup final.
Well, he's no Mike Vernon.
He's no Mikey V. No, that's for sure. He's just too much. He's just a lot better.
He's a lot better. And taller.
Just better. Yeah, better, taller. Been in the Hall of Fame longer. A lot of things.
I still cannot believe that Mike Vernon's in the Hall of Fame.
Him and Barrasso, like it's at least they put a comparable in to let us know how much they're lowering the bar. Fuck, Mikey V. Get Bill Ranford in there.
Billy Ranford was better than Billy Ranford at his height was better than both Mike Vernon and Tom Barrasso.
For sure.
And it ain't close.
For a 4-year span there, he was probably the best goalie in the world.
Canada Cup, Stanley Cup, on and go. Billy Ranford was so good.
So good. See, like now with Mike Ranford with Verney and Barrasso in there, like does Andy Moe go in? Is Belfour in the Hall of Fame? Like they're going to put Belfour in.
I think Belfour's in.
Oh, is he?
Well,
yeah.
Stanley Cups and Vezina.
Well, one Stanley Cup.
Well, it was one more than me and you.
That's true. That's true.
He won that because he won that year when Brett Hull's foot was in the crease with Hasek.
Yeah.
Was that 99? I think it was 99.
No, I think it was actually earlier than that. I would say 97, 96, probably. I think it was 97. 97. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, that was Buffalo got jobbed. That's for sure.
Because it was the year that they had all those rules, all the disallowed goals, and everything else, right?
Yeah. If a blade touches the blue paint, no goal, and except for when it's time for the cup.
When the Stanley Cup's decided, anyways.
Yeah. Well.
Anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer sports talk, and a whole lot more. This segment was brought to you by SeatGeek.com and the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase of whatever you want to go to this summer season.
One of my friends is flying in for the funeral on Thursday, and he's going to an Oiler game. So I told him, I gave him the promo code, save yourself $20, and he laughed.
Because the ticket's $8,000.
He fucking laughed.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't need $20. Come on, support the show.
Yeah. That's $8,000 for my ticket. $20 doesn't help me at all.
No, I haven't asked him how much he paid. I think that's a little uncouth. But when I'm face to face, I'll get it from him.
If he's flying in, I mean, I don't know because I haven't looked at anything. But he's flying in unsuspected, wasn't planned ahead, wasn't a season ticket holder. I'm thinking it's got to be $2,000. Got to be.
I don't know where his seats are.
Look it up right now, Dave. Like, what's the average ticket on SeatGeek for that game?
I'm just looking,
or whatever it might be.
Well, no, I'm going to use the SeatGeek app because you got to support those who support you. Whoops, SeatGeek. Where are you now? Oilers. So May 29. The cheapest ticket in the barn to get in on SeatGeek, $170 US.
No.
I'm reading it right now, brother.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's section 212, row 4.
That's really cheap, actually.
That's a surprise.
It's about $270, $250-ish.
Yeah, $170 US. Yeah, about 230 to 250 when you're all in. Yeah, that's not ridiculous. But if we want to go to the high end,
$7 billion.
No, it's $1,200. Yeah, the most expensive seat, and where is that now? It's kind of on the corner of the lower bowl. That's a $700 ticket.
And for $80, you get to play goal instead of Skinner.
Yeah. There's no, they got
tickets.
Jersey,
the whole thing.
Yeah, there's $3,000 tickets out here too, but that's like the club seating stuff. The prices are kind of what we thought they were. Here's a blue line, 6 rows up from the ice for $1,700 a piece. It's expensive, but it's not as bad as I kind of thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a lot worse too. We should look up that chart that we found when they released their their playoff pricing. I'll find that.
Oh, that was it.
When we take the break.
1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports, talking a whole lot more.
Are you thinking of going to a game or a concert in the coming days ahead, or do you already have tickets and want to upgrade where you're sitting? It's simple. Go to SeatGeek.com or the SeatGeek app. They have tickets for all sports going on right now, as well as concert tickets to shows throughout North America. And to make things even better, use promo code 1420POD, that's 1420POD, and receive $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code 1420POD at SeatGeek.com or the SeatGeek app.
The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports, talking a whole lot more. This segment's, as always, brought to you by SeatGeek.com, the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420POD at SeatGeek.com today and save $20 on your first purchase for all your summer fun concert things we might be going to. Dave, you know what? I got to step away from the ballpark a little bit and go to a concert and go to something. And this is starting to consume me, man. It's eating me alive almost.
And they haven't even hosted a fucking game.
No, I haven't even heard how horrible it's going to be yet.
Oh my God! You know, before we get into it, we forgot to mention it at the beginning of the show. Happy Memorial Day to all our American friends there. Long weekend for our American listeners. Take the time. I hope you took the time today to honor the men and women who have served in your service.
1420 tip of the cap.
Little tip of the cap. So and then it's kind of there. I guess Memorial Day is the beginning of summer. So you know, get ready to get at her. Get the dust, blow the dust off the boat. Get that thing in the water. Get your smoky, get your wieners ready.
Memorial Day barbecues. They were like, I've been down a few American girls. She's an American girl in my time, and Memorial Day weekend. It's a thing. It's like our May long weekend that we have for Victoria Day weekend, but Memorial Day weekend they Americanize it. Like it just goes to another level. Like it's awesome. It's actually
it's bigger. It's louder. It's more.
That's the one I'm envious of. A few things that Americans have, not all, a few. The way they follow their sports, like with teams and athletics and everything else. The way they celebrate their holidays, and the price of beer. Those are 3 things that I really admire about America.
Yeah, they don't have as many.
I like what we do here in Canada, but there's 3 things that I really admire about the United States.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't think I've ever been in USA for Memorial Day. I would not know. I may have, because it's a long weekend for them. Ours is the weekend beforehand. So, yeah, I don't know. So, the next holiday the Americans have, I guess, is July 4. So happy 4th will be coming up in a month. But, you know, like I said, I don't know why I'm rambling like that. Happy Memorial Day. I hope everybody had an enjoyable long weekend for those of you that don't have to work.
4th, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I was there one year when the firework barge caught on fire in Whitefish Lake. Fuck, I don't know if it was Beavis and Butthead or Uncle Eddie lighting those things up.
Well, Americans.
Yeah. When the firework barge on the lake lights on fire, like You may have overdid it, or maybe someone didn't take the proper. I always wonder that too. For July 1st and 4th of July, these firework display operators, like what else? Like that's you don't have a job. You have a job for one day a year, and then every.
Well, they have everybody has their state fair, the Calgary Stampede, so there is other opportunities to light up fireworks, but I think the budget for fireworks is pretty low. And there's not a lot of opportunities to get. Let's say at Fort McLeod Midnight Days decide to have fireworks. There's probably a budget of $3,000, which means you and me can take it out of our pocket and go down to the grocery store and buy those. Yeah, it's great.
Well, and $3,000 might last you 15 minutes. Whereas that fire show where the bar, the fireworks were going for an hour and a half. It was holy
That's
Christ.
Too long.
It was ridiculous. But
I think fireworks, 10 minutes, 10, 12, maybe 15 tops. I'm out. 2 beers. Fireworks should last 2 beers.
20 minutes.
2 beers, 11 o'clock start, 11:20 finish, done. See you later.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a little bit more. I do get off.
What
on
more can
fireworks.
you see?
Well, you got your things and your noisy ones, and then you got your bangers, and then you got the big double bombers up top. Oh yeah, and then the grand finale. Whew. Some of the best fireworks I saw.
20 minutes is a long time for works, man.
I dig it. I can watch fireworks for 20 minutes. I for sure can.
Max 2 beer.
Yeah. 20. Yes, it's 20 beer. You're kind of hustling. You're 2 beer. You're kind of hustling there to get them down in 20 minutes. But yeah, it's nothing that we can't do outside.
But at that point of the night, you
yeah.
probably already had 8 or 9 before the fireworks started.
Yeah, depending how you got there too, right? I'm always lucky enough that in Montana, we live. Well, my buddies live on the lake when we shoot ours on New Year's Eve. I live close by the lake. I can see it from my fucking house, so I don't have to get my ass home. Yeah, and then here we're right by the lake. I can walk to the fireworks. So
there it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, Dave, the last few weeks we've been quite busy, but you always, this a nice little segment we started to do over the last little bit, little music segment, what I would rather have listened to, what it might be for the music aficionados and the fans of the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. 4 Beer Sports talking a whole lot more.
Well, this one, I'm going to, even though I just gave props to, or we did, to our American friends and their holidays, I've decided to keep this retro Canadiana. These are 2 Canadian bands that I'm sure 90% of you have never heard of. One of them I fucking love.
Well, this is good content.
Well, but we're going to broaden the audience of these 2 bands too.
We will broaden. We will help out these bands
because these are 2 bangers. The one band you and I have talked about a long time ago, I don't even know if they're still alive. I think they're from either Nova Scotia or New Brunswick. Band by the name of Haywire. They had a song I didn't like that dropped the needle, but they had a great song called Black and Blue. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Black and Blue.
Yeah.
The other one is by, I think, a Canadian icon. He didn't get the respect, I don't think, that he deserved. Never broke out of the bar scene with him and his band. But I defy anyone, once they hear Day by Day by Doug and the Slugs, to not tap their toe.
Oh, you're Dave. You are fucking climbing up the wrong tree with this man right here. Doug and the Slugs. I seen him here in Lethbridge back in 1984. I can't remember what the venue was, but it was something. He still plays on CJCY in Medicine, Alberta, and I think sometimes on CGOC here in Lethbridge, which is a proud supporter of the Lethbridge Bulls at 94.1. But Haywire, this, I don't know if it's a little known fact, but it's a little known fact that Haywire won a Battle of the Bands back in 1984, I think it was, on Terry David Mulligan's Good Rockin' Tonight. They were the first recipient of the Battle of the Bands winner. And that song, Black and Blue, it is when Brent's having a few, that one plays. That one plays a little bit. That gets some playtime. So they had another song that said Black and Blue.
What was the Drop the Needle? Like it started with Dance Desire. That I didn't care for that one.
And there was one more they had. But Black and Blue, that one I tap my toe to. And that would be one, if I'm rolling down the highway, like I would roll down the window, that my hand would be fucking tapping, go get at a stoplight. I'm singing that one out loud. I love that song.
Oh, and here's another.
Black and Blue definitely outweighs Doug and the Slugs. Doug and the Slugs had a couple of other good ones. He has a show, not Netflix, but this guy still thinks he can make it. He's like 70 years old.
He's dead. Doug's dead.
Doug's dead?
Doug's dead. Yeah.
His head's dead, baby. His head's dead.
Yeah.
I love Haywire.
Oh, and I love Doug and the Slugs. The other Haywire song you're thinking of is Standing in Line.
Oh, that song's great, man. Oh, yeah. That song is great.
Keep me standing in line.
That song is so good.
That is a good song. I forgot all about Standing in Line. They won the first
Battle of the Bands on Terry David Mulligan's Good Rockin' Tonight. Do you remember his line? Have you heard the news? There's Good Rockin' Tonight. I love that show.
I never watched it.
Never?
But no. Terry David, no. I didn't. Those band shows for
videos
Battle of the Bands. Oh, I would watch before Much Music came out. I would video hit started at whatever 4:30.
No, but Good Rocks Tonight was on Friday nights on CBC.
Yeah, I never
back in
watched
83, 85.
I was watching Dallas with my folks. Fuck.
Who shot JR?
Kristen. Kristen was her name. Swellen's sister. I had a crush on Victoria Principal.
Oh, Pam. Yeah. That's a handsome woman.
She was a handsome woman.
Pamela Barnes.
Yeah. And then Priscilla Presley was on there for a while.
Yeah.
She was a pretty lady too.
Jesus. South Fork Ranch had a lot going on there. That was a lot of drama.
There was a lot of drama.
And Bobby was an upstanding guy. Like, why he put up with it, I don't understand.
Well, he had to, right? It was the family business, and he was just fighting for his share. Otherwise, JR would screw him out of every penny.
JR was the biggest dick ever.
JR was
Name one person in television history worse than JR Ewing.
I can't think of one right now.
JR was awful.
JR was a mean son bitch. And
whiskey drinking, Texan fucking whatever.
Yeah. Well, there was that. What was that show? Succession. I watched a couple.
That's a great show.
Episodes. It was a good show. That every single one of those kids and the dad were assholes.
Crooked as fuck.
Yeah,
backstabbing motherfuckers.
Every single one of them was just a piece of shit,
screwing each other over.
Yeah, except for the oldest brother. What was his name? He was a bit of a goofball. The Cameron from Ferris Bueller played him. Yeah. So I would put that. Those guys, and then also the character that Kevin Spacey played in that political show before he got. I forget that one. Anyways, that's not important. But JR was a villain. Like the fact that 40 years later, we're talking about him. Yeah. We're talking about JR Ewing.
Whiskey in hand. You want a drink?
Yep.
You want a drink? Like fucking 8 in the morning. Some Texas oil tycoon shows up. Want to drink? Yeah.
Always had a brandy or
Screwing
whatever.
over Larry Barnes and Priscilla's brother. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and good old mom,
Miss
Sue Ellen.
Ellie.
Miss Ellie, yeah. Yeah, Sue Ellen was JR's wife.
Just a drunkard, eh?
Yeah. I think she even got into the pill popping. And then they had a younger daughter. Bobby and JR had a younger daughter too. Lucy? Was it Lucy?
Sister. Lucy's sister, yeah.
Yeah, the blonde girl, yeah.
What was her real name?
Oh, I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure. Charlene Tilton?
That's right.
God,
Charlene
I can't.
Tilton, you're 100% right.
I can't remember fucking people in our podcast family. I get their names wrong. And
I can't remember who I talked to today. Charlene Tilton.
Charlene Tilton. Aaron Gray, Charlene Tilton. What was Pam's? Victoria Principal. Patrick Duffy and Larry Hagman.
Larry Hags.
Yeah.
Fuck, he was a prick.
He was such a prick. What an iconic role, though.
Because that was huge. Was it 82, 83? Who Shot J.R? There was T-shirts.
Oh, yeah. That was like
the whole bit.
It was
the entire summer.
Yeah, it was the biggest cliffhanger of all time, pretty much. People that didn't even know watch the show wanted to know who Shot J.R.
Jesus Christ. This song, iconic.
Standing in line.
Standing in Line's a great song.
Yeah, so...
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, find anything that you can get on Haywire there, Jim.
I think Black and Blue is a superior song to Standing in Line, but I like Standing in Line a ton.
Yeah, they're both really good tunes. I'm a little disappointed that Doug and the Slugs lost by a landslide, but for those of you playing at home, just...
Because Doug and the Slugs making it work, they had that one.
Yeah. Just a little
Day by day. I can't remember what the venue was where I saw Doug and the Slugs here in Lethbridge. Like 84, 85.
Are you sure it was 84, 85? Like, you wouldn't have been able to drink. Like, unless they opened for someone. Like, they would have been in
they opened
bar.
For somebody. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was either the Yates or it's fucking some high school gym or something. I don't know what it was.
Big fat man with a trench coat. Sweat like a motherfucker.
Yeah, now he's dead.
And now he's dead.
Anyways. Doug and the Slugs. Haywire. Oh, Haywire. Dave, that's it.
That's all.
What's going on this week?
Not too much. Unfortunately, I have a funeral to attend to on Thursday. Yeah. Then I got to get my kid's ass on a bus the very next morning to go to Quebec. So he'll be in the Eastern time zone. Maybe I'll get him to drop some of our friends a line so they can talk to him without the 2-hour delay. That's ridiculous. I don't know why I said that.
I don't know what you meant.
Yeah. Anyways,
all right.
He's going to be in the Eastern time zone. So yeah, we'll try and squeeze one in here or there. Going down to the great state, just the wife and I, without a kid, on Saturday. Yeah.
Well, look at that.
Yeah, little minication for mom and dad here. It'll be nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And then hopefully next week we'll be able to watch some Western Canadian kid baseball.
The WCBL, yeah, she starts here next Thursday night and Wednesday night here in Lethbridge. So yeah.
I'll pack a lunch. Don't worry.
Dave, I will guarantee you that's going to be better than last year's home opener. And I guarantee you that there will be you will not go without a drink in hand. I guarantee it.
Well, I appreciate that, and I hope it's not going to pull you away.
Cost me fucking $5,000 out of my own bank account.
I was going to say, I hope I don't want to detract you from your duties. It'll be a busy day for you, and I'm looking forward to catching some Bulls baseball.
Live baseball action. Yeah,
live baseball action.
It's going to be fun. Anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer sports talk and a whole lot more. Take care of each other. Be clean year round. Why did I screw it up here?
Take care of each other because you need your own. Keep your stick on the ice.
Keep your stick in the ice.
And what else, Dave? Don't swing at high pitches, Jim.
There we go. Have a good night, folks. We'll talk to you again on Thursday night.
That's what I'm going to be doing at the Bulls home opener. Standing in line.
Oh, I hope not.
I hope not too. All right. Well, have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you when we can. See you now.